Well, there we go, guys. Path of the Damned. Path of the Damned difficulty, enemies receive bonus to most stats and encounters and many more enemies. Warning, this option can't be changed in game. Yeah, we'll do that at some point. The Path of the Damned. But I think for now you had it on hard. The normal difficulty requires strategy and efficiency, but forgives a few mistakes in combat. It is not recommended for newcomers to real-time party-based RPGs. Well, I'm not that person. The hard difficulty is suited for Infinity Engine veterans who are looking for a challenge. Survival requires micromanagement and optimization of stats through items, spells, and abilities. I have to do them all for achievements. All of the modes solo. What, can you co-op this game? Is that what you're saying? If so, we should definitely do that, but that's cool. This is also really cool. The Trial of Iron mode. Only one save file is kept for the entire playthrough. Oh. I'm not sure if that's that cool. If the player is killed, the file is deleted and you must start again. Expert mode disables a number of helper features in the game. Players who want to rely on their own faculties and intuition while playing the game should play expert mode. This option is selected when you start a new game. It cannot be enabled in-game, and if disabled, cannot be re-enabled in that game. This Trial of Iron is like... that is hard mode for sure. That's just insane. Yeah, what to do? I think normal wouldn't be bad. Hard is probably pretty hard. Choices already, guys. Fuck. Hard, but without expert mode. Yeah, I haven't done Iron Man. I haven't played that game yet, the XCOM. Hard seemed pretty easy though. Yeah, you've played for 1.5 hours, mate. I'm pretty sure hard's not easy. We can do hard though. Hard, and I mean expert mode would be fun. Right? How's the T? I'll show them Obsidian wankers. Yeah. Alright, I think this is okay. No Trial of Iron, no expert mode, I think. I mean, we could use probably a little help at the start. I haven't played Baldur's Gate in like pretty much since it was released. I've played a bunch of Neverwinter Nights though. Alright guys, there we go. The stutter is real though. Ciphers use focus to power their abilities and can gain additional focus by causing damage with weapons while their soul whip is active. Soul whip turns. Oh, yeah.
Five wagons grope blindly for the path on a starless night, their master glancing ever upward to the skies for assurance that he is on the right course. A dim lantern his only protection against the encroaching darkness. But the skies bring no comfort, shining no light, betraying no hint of what they know. The caravan carries travelers bound for the frontier hamlet of Gilded Vale, you among them, where a local lord has offered land and wealth to settlers from abroad looking for a fresh start. You have taken suddenly ill, sweating and shivering, and one of the other travelers signals for the caravan master to stop on your behalf. He pulls up just in time to avoid plowing into the trunk of a fallen tree that bars the way ahead. You will go no further tonight.
All right. The place of men in society varies from culture to culture. Cultures like Adir and the Dirwood place them at the forefront of military, politics and heavy labor. Among the tribes of Nasitak, men perform many of the homesteading and organizational duties. In Air Glamfath and Ixamital, men and women have more fluid social roles. In all societies there are exceptions to the rule, and men can be found in a wide variety of stations and professions. I think we'll, let's be a guy though. Let's just be a guy. Alright, humans, commonly called folk, are the most common race in the Dirwoods, the Adir Empire, Old Valia, and the Valian republics. Though not as large as the towering Amawa, humans are known for their strength and willpower. Resolve and might. If I hover over that, does it tell me what it does? Alright. Resolve reflects a character's internal drive, determination, fearlessness, and the emotional intensity they can project to others. It can be useful for mental intimidation, leadership, and convincing performances. In combat, it helps character maintain concentration and contributes to the will and deflection defenses. Might. Might represents a character's physical and spiritual strength, brute force, as well as their ability to channel powerful magic. During interactions, it can be useful for intimidating displays and acts of brute force. In combat, it contributes to both damage and healing, as well as a fortitude defense. Amawa. The mighty Amawa are the largest of the Kith races and are commonly found in or near oceans. I'm gonna be a bubbly boy. Though not truly aquatic, they have an affinity for water, and many of their civilizations, such as Warawatai, are based on naval dominance. They are known for their unparalleled strength. Dwarf. Yeah. Avatar. By virtue of land. Weren't they called like the Nami or something? By virtue of land covered and number of colony cells, dwarves are the most well-traveled race in the world. They are commonly found in Durwood, the Valian republics, and almost any colonized land. Dwarves are known for their great strength and tenacity. Elf. Elves are the dominant race in Airglanfath and the White Dead Wends, and are extremely common in the Durwood and Adir. Elves are known for their speed and intelligence, as well as a commonly isolationist nature. Orlan. Orlans are the smallest of the Kith races, though many cultures don't consider them to be civilized at all. Also notable for their large ears, two-toned skin, and hirsute bodies, Orlans are commonly found in Airglanfath, the Ixamital Plains, and parts of the Durwood. They are known for their mental intensity and quickness. So these are like the thieves, I suppose, the burglars. A lot of perception, they can find traps pretty easily. And the godlike. The godlike are children of the Gith, civilized races. who have been blessed with physical aspects associated with the gods, though some do not consider it a blessing. These aspects may take many forms and often come with mystical powers. Aberrant head shapes are typical, and godlike are enabled to wear protective headgear, as it is near impossible to find anything that fits. Because of their unusual nature and their inability to reproduce, godlike are often viewed with fear and wonder. We do look like idiots. I think an elf, because I wouldn't mind being an archer and just sending like a teammate into battle first. You know, dexterity, perception. We could be like an archer, thief, something like that. I mean, I'm either gonna be like, I can have so many. I have so many possibilities here. I could also be like a dwarven tank, which could be interesting. But or like a magic dealer, but I don't really see any magic stats. Intelligence, intellect, the godlike. You could be like a godlike mage. It's the only character that makes sense for a mage. Then you don't need protective headgear either if you're a mage. We could... I don't know, man. It's tough already. The godlike would at least be like an uncharacteristic choice. And they also have dexterity. I think we'll go for that. Elf godlike, elf godlike. Godlike do look ugly. Alright, elf. Oh, there it goes. Wood elves, scattered folk, trace their beginnings far north of present-day Adir and have migrated south throughout the forests of the continent, now covering all the way south across Equator. They are also believed to have migrated across the sea to Eir Clanfath. While physiologically identical to one another, wood elves from Adir are culturally different from those that in Eir Clanfath, and consider themselves wholly different groups. Distant advantage against any enemy that is more than 4 meters away. Wood elves gain bonuses to accuracy, deflection, and reflex. So this is if you want to be an archer. I mean, the wood elf is an archer in Skyrim as well, for example. And the pale elf, it is unclear exactly how long ago the pale elves, Glamfallan, came to the southern polar regions of the world, but they have lived there for at least 12,000 years based on their continuous contact with Awama traders. They appear to be among the most stationary ethnic groups in the known world, migrating within the polar region but seldom venturing far north. They are rare in all northern lands and most people consider them exotic. Well, if the choice is going to be an archer, we should be a wood elf, obviously with these bonuses. Okay, next. So archer is probably ranger. Oh yeah, we can have an animal companion as well. Let's see what we have. The Barbarian, that's not really gonna be it. The Cipher. A recent discovery in the eastern reach, ciphers were one called Brishalgwin, Mindhunters, bounty clan Fatans. Ciphers have the ability to directly contact and manipulate another person's soul and psyche, using an ally's or enemy's essence as the focus of their magic. Though most ciphers are still found in the Eastern Reach, practitioners of the techniques are spread throughout the known world. They are gaining acceptance over time but are generally distrusted, especially by the uneducated. It is an interesting class for sure, but it's not going to be our class. I mean, a fighter, endurance, he's got really high stats. Deflection is a defense used to resist direct melee and range attacks, right, against a character that are not area of effects. Accuracy is a part of almost every attack. It influences how likely the attack is to affect the target. Seems to make sense. Health and endurance, I think I got that. Endurance represents a character's short-term survivability. Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their endurance and health. Potions and healing magic can restore endurance in combat. When a character's endurance reaches 0, he or she will be knocked out. Yeah, okay. Oh, and health is... What is health then? Long-term damage? Damage that is not absorbed by a character's damage reduction goes straight to their health and endurance. It's the same? Oh. When a character's health reaches 0, they will either be maimed or killed. The main character who is reduced to 0 health will always be killed, regardless of settings. Unlike endurance, a character's health does not get restored after combat. The characters have much larger health values than endurance values. A paladin. Athletics? What's athletics? Adventuring is tiring work. Traveling, fighting, and scrambling up fallen statues can take its toll. The athletic skill counters the effect of accrued fatigue, allowing characters to go farther and fight longer before they suffer penalties. In conversation and scripted interactions, athletics is used for physical feats like climbing, swimming, and jumping. Lore. Lore represents a character's accumulated miscellaneous knowledge and trivia, often of occult or esoteric topics. Outside of conversations and scripted interactions, lore is used to activate scrolls. Higher lore values allow the character to use higher level scrolls. Rangers are warriors of the woodlands and masters of the hunt, always partnered with a soul-bonded animal companion. They can be found in wild spaces all over the world, as their lifestyles often tend toward independence and isolation. It is rare for rangers to become an integral part of a large fighting force, though they are often employed as scouts and guides. All rangers share a strong bond with an animal companion. The companion fights at the ranger's command and is extremely valuable for its ability to run interference. Animal companions don't do much damage, but they have high damage reduction. The link between ranger and companion is powerful. If one goes down in battle, the other suffers as well. So we get stealth and we get survival. Stealth allows characters of any class to attempt to avoid being seen or heard. It is used automatically whenever the character is in scouting mode. The higher the character's skill, the closer they can get to enemies before being detected. And survival allows characters to make better use of the food and potions items they find. The higher the character's survival skill, the longer the duration of such items. Survival can also be used in conversations and scripted interactions that involve wilderness challenges or specialization information. It is probably going to be our class. I mean, a wizard, not really. A chanter, wearing a huge axe there. But it's a mage. A druid is fun usually, but a monk probably not. Monks have no weapons equipped. Their unarmed attacks are exceptionally powerful and continue to increase in damage as they gain levels. Well, it's either that or a rogue. Sneak attack. Applies bonus damage to the rogue's range and melee weapons attacks. No, we're gonna be a ranger. Okay, next. Oh, this is what we can. This is 2 abilities we can choose. Ranger abilities focus on granting additional offensive abilities to the ranger, increasing the power of the animal companion and strengthening the link between the ranger and animal companion. Wounding shot, as he or she would with fleeing prey. The hunter aims for a spot that will slow the target's enemy progress, hobbling the target and inflicting raw damage over time. Alright, we can do it twice per encounter. Hobbled. For 10 hobbled characters have their dexterity reduced by 2, movement by 1.5 and reflex by 20, so they're just weakened. And the marked prey designates a single target as prey, giving the ranger and animal companion a damage bonus against that target. So that would be really good for bosses. I think we'll go with this. I think if you mark a boss as prey, that should work, right? Next. Oh, we can just, yeah, next. Okay, there's the companion that we can choose. This is, we already read that, the bear companion. Bear companions have unusually high damage reduction, giving them superior protection from all forms of damage. So that's like the bear companion is like the tank companion. Boar companions inflict more damage when they are below 50% endurance. Lion companions have the ability to terrify enemies with a powerful roar. Stags can activate a melee attack that does damage to all enemies in a small area around the main target. And the wolf animal companion do high damage and can more easily avoid disengagement attacks. It's the question is if we're gonna be needing like a tank. Oh, we got an antelope as well. They get naturally superior defenses. This is probably, an antelope is probably good against magic or something. I mean, damage to all enemies seems kind of useful. But terrifying enemies can kind of backfire if you terrify them and they start running. And they pull more mobs. That's not really what you want. I think we'll go with the safe choice here. With the bear. Oh. Well, we could call our bear lifestyle gaming, but that would be sort of immersion breaking, I would suppose. So let's call him Bobby. I always call my companions Bobby. It's the name of my dog. Well, he's dead now, but it used to be the name of our dog. Alright. Might. Physical, spiritual strength, constitution, dexterity, Highly recommended for ranger. Recommended for ranger. Recommended for ranger. Resolve. Apparently not recommended for ranger. Yeah, so might is gonna be our damage. Can we just... Okay, 18 is the max. Oh, we can drop it as well. Okay, that's interesting to say the least. So let's put that up to like 14. 12% damage and healing plus 8 fortitude. What's fortitude again? Resist attacks on the internal. Oh yeah, okay. So constitution is basically survivability, but if you play it right, we should have our bear. So we don't necessarily need this. We should want like dexterity for sure. Perception is always really useful for finding traps and stuff like that. So also probably 14. And then intellect represents a character's logic and reasoning capabilities. In interactions it can be useful for deduction, sudden realizations and problem solving. In combat it contributes to the will, defenses and influences duration and area of effects for all abilities. And talents. Will. The will defense opposes attacks that are mentally based. A spell. So I think I'll put it to like 12. Because I don't think we need that much intellect. And then we can go for like extra might, extra dexterity, and perhaps go for like even more. 16 dexterity, 15 might. It seems pretty solid altogether. Next. Culture. The Aether Empire is currently the largest and most powerful force in this part of the world. It is centered around the equator and has a tropical climate. Although the Empire has colonies in numerous areas of the world, Greater Aether is at its heart and houses the majority of its humans and elven nations. Okay, we could go for this. I mean, we should go for the stat, obviously. So we got dexterity plus 1 if we want it. Intellect plus 1, constitution plus 1, might plus 1, perception plus 1. We'll go for this, we get a nice green outfit as well. Consisting of the nation of Nasitak, dozens of Oama settlements, and hundreds of lawless pirate-infested islands that stretch along the southern sea, Deadfire is home to boreal dwarves, Aumawa, and a mixed variety of other races. Deadfire Archipelago is the last stop for anyone headed east. A multitude of monstrous sea creatures infest the ocean beyond, making travel virtually impossible. Alright, this is what we're gonna be. Oh. An aristocrat, extra lore and survival, athletics and mechanics, lore and mechanics, athletics and survival. What's athletics? Oh yeah, the tiring work. Stealth and survival, that seems decent. Because we already got a few skill points in survival. Drifter, hunter. I think we'll go for hunter. We got some of that hunter in there. You live for the thrill of the chase, whether for glory or for sustenance. You have made your living taking the lives of wild creatures. Fine. My appearance. Head 3 out of 3. Okay, this is gonna be our head. I can't have facial hair as an elf, apparently. We can have different hair though. Can we zoom in as well? I don't think so. So the hair Skin, like, no, we'll keep it somewhat darker. Tentaclass, lost Japanese schoolgirls. Primary. Something that goes nice with the red. This is gonna be like really ugly real soon. We can go dark. I would like some color though. We'll change our hair color though. I mean, I think this blue is pretty cool. That blue? Is that even blue? Is it indigo? The hair, I mean, you know, like golden. The golden boy. I think we're golden boy. And then just the hair type. This is like your typical RPG look, which is not too bad. More like Japanese RPG though. Wow. That just doesn't make any sense. Dudes. You can't do that. Rasta. No, man. Can we be bold? We could, but it's like really ugly. I kind of like this. It's kind of slick. Secondary color. What if we do a touch of red? It's the pants. We'll take that color. All right. Not a whole lot of customization, but yeah, we'll go for emo RPG look. It's fine. We can make some emo decisions as well. Well, this seems the portrait is kind of fitting, I suppose. What is that even? I think these are all women. Got nothing against women, but I'm a guy. Who don't look like any of these characters. He kind of looks like Jamie Lannister. That's the Godlike. This is another Godlike. I guess this is what comes like close, somewhat. Where is he? This dude. But yeah, okay. Voice. Mystic?
Oh?
I think this is gonna be it.
I've got this.
No.
Onward! Steady does it. Well?
We're not a dwarf.
Now I am the leader of the group. Let us end this!
Mystic.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
This fits the character nicely. And it's a name. That's always easy. Alright. Done. The caravan master finishes adjusting the group, his bushy red moustache and sagging jowls quivering as if for emphasis.
Everybody stays close to the wagons, got it? Stay out of the woods, and beasts take you if you were planning a stroll through those ruins up there.
He nods towards a looming black mass on the hillside.
Whole area's crawling with hut-dwelling types who'd be happy to stick an axe in you for trespassing. So mind that you don't track mud on their sacred blazing rocks. Tonight, everybody stays put, and in the morning we'll get the path cleared. Gilded Vale's less than a day out. Understood?
At last, the caravan master turns to you, frowning as he looks you over.
Touch of the rumbling rot, could be. There's a stinging beetle round here, carries it. You'll be fine once it passes your innards. Unless you don't drink water, course. Which case you'll be dead in a day. There's a berry grows in these parts, small and pink, called a springberry. About the size of a fingernail. Give you cramps if you eat it, but the frontiersmen make a tea from it. Calms the insides. Should get you through the night. You might check around, see if you can find some. Meanwhile, I'll see if we can scare you up some water. I know you want to hunt before it gets much darker. But see about refilling our water first. Got a sick one here.
Well, I know where to. Where would I find these
Grow
berries?
on a bush that's common round here, kind of funny looking. You'll know it when you see it. Doubt you'd have to go far off the road to find one.
Right, what are those ruins?
Nothing you won't see on half the hills of Air Glonfoth. Money to be made selling their knickknacks in Defiance Bay, if you don't mind getting stuck with Glonfoth and arrows now and again. They didn't build them, but I'll be the effigy if they don't watch them like a mother bear. Of course, all the ones around here have been ransacked 10 times over. Got nothing left worth half a pawn, so I hear.
Your character's attributes, skills, class, race, culture, and sex may all open up options for you in dialogue. These options are not necessarily superior to the other responses. They give you a wider variety of choices to select from. The manner in which someone responds to your choices depends on their individual personality. Okay. Yeah, who did build the ruins?
Got different names for them. Settlers called them Ingwithans. Nobody that liked them enough to stop them becoming ruins, tell you that much.
Is it dangerous out there?
Not if you hurry about your business. And not if the weather holds up.
There's concern in his tone, but he does not elaborate.
This time of year, rain mostly, and wind. But there's a different kind of wind out here time to time. Locals call it a beawick, born out of the ether, the spirit's path. Never seen it myself, never cared to.
Right, let's ask about the huge rocks.
They don't got Adra where you come from? Well, it just grows up out of the ground like this. Goes deep like tree roots. Some of it all the way to the heart of the world, you believe the stories.
Alright.
It's more like a shell than a proper rock. Easier to work if you're a mason. Got all kinds of strange properties. Seems to have some kind of life of its own. Dies if it gets dug up. Loses its luster. Folks think it probably grew at one point or another, but not these days. The soul butchers in Defiance Bay use it for different things. I've heard tell it can hold a man's soul, but I don't care to see it. Got enough to worry about without seeing something like that.
Alright, let's go find some berries.
Hold on.
Oh.
Take someone with you. I know you're not some helpless tenderfoot, not like most of this lot. But you drop dead, I don't want to be looking for the body. Got a schedule to keep.
Right, he scans over the travelers, resting his eyes at length on a sturdy, armor-clad woman who has spent the journey's night sleeping on uneven ground without a blanket or pillow.
Kalisha. Kalisha!
The woman looks up over her own time.
He needs to find some springberries. Watch that he doesn't drop dead.
No promises.
No promises, no
What
promises.
kind of guide says something like that?
Kind you can afford.
Don't listen to her, you're in good hands. And I pay too well, if anything. Off with you. Hayden should have supplies. See that you're equipped before you head out. We're in harsh country. Get your berries and hurry back. And if you get so much as a tickle of wind, you drop everything and you run. Something in the air tonight. If it's a beawick, we'll shelter in the ruins. Hut dwellers be damned.
Okay.
You heard the man. Let's get going before you keel over.
Welcome to Pillars of Eternity. If this is your first visit to the world of Eora, you may want to watch these windows to become familiar with the tools and interfaces available to you. Yes. Your party always consists of your character and up to 5 additional companions or adventurers.
I shall.
Oh, okay. While the caravan is camped outside the Glenfatten ruins, Odima has assigned Kaliska to help you. Kaliska is a fighter, a class that excels at close quarters defense. Use her abilities to complement your own. To select a party member, click on their selection circle, their portrait, or press the number button that corresponds to their position in the party, starting with 1 at the left. To select multiple party members, click and hold anywhere on the... alright. To move selected cards, click anywhere on the screen where your cursor is a circle of 4 wedges. All selected character will path to the corresponding position in the formation. If you see a red circle with a slash through it, you cannot walk on that part of the map. Yeah, okay. When multiple party members are selected, the action bar is hidden. To see an individual character's option, only select only that character. Right, endurance 48, health 236. She's got knocked down. She has apparently 2 weapons. Oh no, she's got 1. She's got a battle axe and a torch. We can talk to her if you want to.
Oh?
Oh. Warbow. 12 meters range. 15 to 23 pierce damage. Marks prey. Alright, well we have attack, cancel. Select all, backspace. Formation, camp, scouting. Left alt, right alt.
Stay quiet.
Okay. Scouting mode is used both for stealth and for finding hidden objects like traps or secret containers. While scouting, your character's selection circles will start to fill with yellow when a character is starting to detect them. What? Once the circle fills yellow, the character is suspicious and will move to investigate while the circle fills red. Oh right, if the circle becomes fully red, your character will be discovered. I understand. A character's ability to find hidden objects is based on his or her mechanic skill. A higher mechanic skill allows them to find objects at a greater distance. Okay, so apparently not perception. Moving towards a character accelerates how quickly they will detect you. If you actually touch the selection circle of a character with your own, you will immediately be detected.
Indeed.
Okay, but I'm the only one scouting right now. Don't we have both selected? No, apparently not.
Yes, certainly.
Where's my bear? My bear can get here, I think. Can I talk to this guy? Most people you encounter are both neutral or friendly. You can interact with them by clicking on the selection circle. Many characters will simply greet you and go on their way, but others will have larger conversations to explore. The merchant, the higher done, has a conversation that opens a store with equipment for sale. It doesn't really... This doesn't like run smooth at all. Could be the V-Sync. What is Gibbs? Could be the V-Sync. This could cause some tearing.
Stay quiet.
So we can both scout. Thing is, they will probably see me, right, with a torch and everything. Okay, we can loot whatever is in that box. Caravaner. A lot of them. Caravaner. Where's the merchant anyway? It's not these guys. So one is just me, two is her. Okay, let's pick this up. Light armor. Can I just take it? As in, this is not stealing? Don't think so.
Whispers and shadows. Yes, certainly.
Right, this is probably a merchant, yes. So we should just...
Anyone need supplies?
There we
I've
are,
got
we should just
some for
hover
sale.
over stuff here. Potion of minor regeneration. Copper pet. Is I the inventory? Yeah. So she's got a potion. I want that potion. The deer wooden clothing doesn't offer any protection. Oh, we got crafting as well. You see a man wearing a simple but mostly neat clothes. He's transfixed, however, by a ragged tear in the seam of his tunic.
Brought a whole wagon full of goods to sell, but not enough shirts for the road.
He scratches one cheek with his knuckles. He's covered with an uneven stubble, even if he hasn't quite gotten used to shaving on the road.
Say, is there anything you need? I've got some basic traveling supplies for sale if you'd like to take a look.
Right, let's see what you've got. Stores like to trade and sell your items for copper pieces, or items in the store's inventory. Merchants buy items from you at greatly reduced price. If you sell something, you may see it appear in the store's inventory with a much higher cost. Okay. So we got 110. We could just buy like a crossbow, but I don't think we're gonna do that. We could buy lockpicks. I don't think you should buy anything at the start of a game. You should just explore and make your own money.
Something else you need?
Perhaps we can sell this though. What would he? Oh, he does pay like 75 coin pieces for it. So that's not bad. So we can't go here. So we should really hover over our options here. Use the mouse to explore. Oh, talking about exploring. Exploration is key in Pillars of Eternity. As you make your way through the eastern reach, Open the area map to see what parts of the map you've already been to and what's left to explore. M, guess. Yeah.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
So we could scout, you know. Still looking for berries. There's not anything here. Can we kill a deer? He spotted me. Where's my companion, by the way? Why is the bear not coming? How do I even control that? Bobby, get over here.
Yes, I shall.
Bob is still here. Okay, there he is. Get over here. Okay, everybody.
Oh?
Apparently he's like a different member. He's a separate member. Does he look like a bear to you guys?
Oh?
Can he sneak as well? Apparently. The bear can sneak as well. Berries? Oh, a dead man. Travelers maybe, or looters, or bandits. Bad sign anyway, if you figure it. Yeah, let's... The corpse is cold to the touch, and a ripe smell wafts from it in putrid waves. A dark crusted bloodstain besmirches its simple linen clothing. Suppose this is loot. Yeah, padded armor. Leather armor. Right click for details. Cipher more durable than the ordinary hide armor. Leather armor is shaped and boiled in oil to achieve its distinctive finish and toughness. And what is enchant? Oh no. Let's just take it. And lockpicks as well. Okay, there's a whole bunch of travelers. So we could equip it. Oh, but recovery speed -30. So recovery is the amount of time that a character spends between actions. Yeah, so we don't want that. Oh, it would only be 10%, but I think that she might be better off. What armor is she wearing anyway? Can we see that? She's got 7, okay. No, we'll just sell it. I think we'll keep light armor for our ranger there. And no need to go with heavy armor or anything like that. Alright, let's cross the bridge. We'll cross the bridge in scouting mode though. Just a lantern lying here. Use the tab key to highlight interactive object in the environment. It's not a good sign, is it? Just a lantern on the ground. There is, however, nothing here. I love the fact that my bear is sneaky as well. Alright, spacebar would pause the game.
To whispers and shadows.
The footprints around the campfire are indistinct. They may have been here for days or longer.
This is recent. Not good.
We'll take the bottle though. Here, we can have a beer.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
Did I not loot it? No, I did loot it. Deer cap? Deer cap was added to the stash.
Silence surrounds me.
Yeah, let's scout again. Oh, there's nothing here. Okay. So only a small port left.
Stay quiet.
Stay quiet.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
There's the berry, I think. Should be, right? Burned lady. Burned lady was added to the stash. Well, I suppose that was a different berry then.
Let's check by those outcroppings.
Alright. Yeah, we automatically pause it because that's what I said it should do. Enemy spotted a young wolf. Okay, I think I just selected the bear now. The bear doesn't seem to have any abilities, just an attack function. So
Yes.
you should sneak over there, and
What you need?
I think you should just attack as well. Okay, let's unpause, see what happens. They're gonna be so spotted. Yeah, that's okay then. Okay, just is this in range? I think you can just wait here. Okay. Pillars of Eternity Combat uses a pausable real-time system. Because you will often manage more than one character at a time, it is a good idea to pause the game, issue orders, and resume real-time to see the orders play out. The options menu also contains many choices for automatic pausing when certain conditions are met. Yeah. Obviously. So we don't really know anything about the young wolf apparently, about his defenses or whatever. We can do the marked prey though. So let's use the marked prey on the wolf. And let's go. Sometimes a weapon or spell simply isn't well suited to penetrating an enemy's damage reduction. When the attack hits, the DR will wipe out all but a small percentage of incoming damage. You'll hear your characters complain about it when it happens. Take heed, note the damage type is being blocked, and switch to a weapon or spell that has a different damage type. Okay. So we get damage reduction 4. Oh, and the marked prey worked because he's marked for 30 seconds. Alright. What can she do? Knock down. We'll knock down the second wolf. Yeah, right there.
Oh.
Is he attacking that guy automatically? Yeah, he is. Okay. Yeah, there he is. He's knocked down. Okay. Baba kills young wolf.
Yes.
Okay.
Silence surrounds me.
Wolf hide, wolf hide. More. This could be the berry.
This is it.
Okay, I'm glad. As you receive quests, your journal will update with relevant information. If you ever get stuck, open it again to review your notes. I hear you're a pretty good hunter. Don't tell Sparfell or he'll run his mouth clear to Gildville, trying to convince you how much better he is. Yeah, let's say that we used to hunt monsters for a living. That's a pretty decent background. Yeah, how's it you happen to come here? No, I didn't risk my life. We tracked the monster for ages. Killing it would have made us famous. We found it long dead of natural causes. After that, there was no reason to stay. Some things just aren't in the stars, and there's no changing it. Makes you wonder if the gods like putting us in situations that can't be resolved. Just to see what we do. Kaleska breathes in her surroundings. Been a long time since I've been this way, but I always did like it. Lord Radrick's offer makes a girl think. I'll give him that. You're here to settle like the rest of the lot? Let's go with I hadn't given it much thought, because I haven't. No harm in that, might as well see the place first. So he must have come some other plan in mind for coming this way. Alright, I have no idea what I'm going to do next. Completely spontaneous, huh? Interesting. Well, there's probably no hurry to make up your mind. They've got an inn in Gildeville that'll put you up as long as you need. Or so my sister tells me. Anyway, I'm wasting time here. Odema'll give me an earful. Let's be in our way. Yeah, let's inquire about her a little bit. Why are you here? Kaleska sighs unevenly. Her eyes search the ground at her feet. My sister moved out here sometimes back. She sent me a letter. She seemed worried. But that's how she always is. This time though, she asked me to come out, and it's got me a little worried. I haven't seen her in ages. Been doing guide work in Ixamitl. But I'd do anything for her. She's a much better woman than me. So I'm here and we'll see. Odim I've worked with before. He doesn't usually drive a road this way, but he's doing it for me. That's nice. Tell me about yourself. I've got simple needs. I like open skies and far horizons. I find work that lets me live that way. My family wanders too. We started in Durwood, but my parents ended up in the Living Lands. I've got a brother in Rawatai and another in Adir. My sister in Gildedville. She's the only real homebody. Okay, tell me. I mean, we're just having like a decent and nice cozy conversation next to a corpse of a dying deer. But, well, a rotting deer. The deer is already dead. It must smell like totally awful in here, but, you know, let's chit-chat a little. What can you tell me about Durwood? I'm not much for history, but from what I know, it used to be part of the Adir Empire. Broke off after a war some years back. The locals here are feisty, and that's how they like it. I've been out of touch, but I've been hearing weird kinds of things about it lately. People have trouble giving birth, I guess. A lot of them. Been going on for years now, but somehow it's getting worse. With an uneasy tremor in her voice, she adds, I'll have to ask my sister more about it. Alright, let's get back to camp. You know, I wouldn't hold my breath that Sparfell's getting you water anytime soon. He does what he feels like when he feels like it. We should check up on him first. Slap him around a little. Stream's just down that way. Come on, let's get you your water. Okay, well, we gained 170 experience.
Silence surrounds me.
Silence surrounds me. More flowers in the meantime. This path winds through a narrow canyon back the way you
We shouldn't
came.
stray too far.
I'm sorry. Well, the stream... It might be the guy who's dead. Either over here or somewhere else. How about formations? Because we want to go in a triangle. Not with me first though, necessarily. Can we swap that
All
around?
right, follow me.
Yeah, she should go first. I'm the hunter after all. I mean, is this what we want
Stay quiet.
to do? No. Where's our water? Where is our water?
What a surprise. Sparfle went hunting. At least he left the water skins. Come on.
Come on. You crouch at the riverbank and dip your water skin into the cool water while Kaliska waits nearby, keeping watch. As you rise, you notice her look up sharply towards the tree line. Out of the trees emerges Sparkle, one of the guides, barely discernible in dim moonlight. He no longer carries his bow, and there is a strangeness to his gait. His stride wobbly as he moves towards you with labored breath.
Sparfle? Are you alright?
Sparfle's toe catches a rock and he collapses forward in a heap, the fatted shaft of an arrow planted between his shoulders like an enemy flag.
Ambush!
Ambush. Alright, Mr. Bear. Mr. Bear, go attack that guy. You chick, go attack that guy. Just knock him over while you're at it. And
Yes?
we will just head back first. Let's see how this works out. Yeah, this works out fine. When a party member takes damage, they will start to lose endurance and health. The portrait will begin to fill with a red overlay, and the health bar to the left of the portrait will slowly start to decrease. When the portrait fills entirely red, your character will be knocked out. Potions spell can be used to restore endurance to keep enemy characters in the fight, but health can only be restored by resting. Okay. We will, though, mark the prey. I think. What do we have? Both are hunters. We'll do that. So we can do some damage again. This guy, just get him down quick, and then we'll finish off the other guy. We could simply knock him down to the ground again. There we go. There we go. You scored a crit. A crit is a better result than a hit. They're more likely to occur when the attack's accuracy is higher than the target's defense. Attacks that do damage will do more damage on crit. Attacks that inflict status effect or affliction will have an increased duration on a crit. Grazes are worse than hits and suffer decreased damage. Yeah, alright, I get that. Okay,
What you need?
attack him.
Yes?
You too. There we go.
Come on, we have to get back to camp. Hmm?
Alright, a hunting bow. It's, what does... Oh, I'll give the bow to him. An amethyst, he can have that as well. Hide armor. Copper ald. Value 2 copper pieces. There's nothing in the corpse then. No. Yeah, we'll just have to get back to the camp. Oh. That is unexpected. Apparently there was like a little bloodbath in the camp as well.
Oh?
Oh. Well, you just hit him.
What you need?
You stay here, and the bear, where's the bear? There's the bear, hit him as well. Let's see. Okay. There's quite a few of them. Hunter, hunter, huntress. Let's start by knocking him down.
Oh?
And use Mark of Prey on this guy. Did we knock down someone already? Yeah, it seems like it. One of your characters has become fatigued. Fatigue represents the physical and psychological wear and tear of demanding activity on the character. It builds up over time as characters travel, explore, and especially when they engage in combat. Alright, some scripted interactions will also result in fatigue if they are especially grueling. The athletic skill automatically slows the onset of fatigue from any source. Fatigue grows through multiple stages, initially inflicting minor penalties but growing in severity over time. Resting is the easiest way to remove the effects of fatigue, though some consumables can also lower a character's fatigue total. Yeah, okay. Okay, he's we got that guy. Let's knock this dude down. Did we miss? I think we did. Yeah, and now this guy. Oh, why aren't you shooting? Yeah, attack, man.
What you need?
Alright, my bear is healing again, that's good. Let's see what we got. Alright, I suppose this is the armor of everybody here. Right? And let's just take it all. What is that? No. I think I'll give her a shield actually. You know, not a torch. And how's the bow doing here? 15 to 23. This is 12 to 17, okay. And all these hide armors. I mean, yeah, we're not gonna go with that. We don't need that. Okay.
Stay quiet.
Yeah, let's scout. We might get off like a stealth kill or something.
To whispers and shadows.
Oh, we're spotted. Shall we can we save here? Okay, we can save. Let's save. Alright, all around you lie the massacred remains of the other travelers, peppered with arrows and knife hilts, splayed and bug-eyed and filthy. Kaliska puts the back of her left hand to her mouth, as if to ward away some poisonous vapor. A handful of dark figures stand above the fallen, treading on limbs and backs and heads, jerking their axes from bodies as if from half-split logs. One of them, towering and severe with a thick beard tassels with knots, holds a wet blade at the neck of a man you recognize as Heoden. The last of your characters left standing. Lay down your arms, trespasser. Do not forfeit this man's life for a fight you will lose. Well, we could ask why he has done this. I mean, he doesn't strike me as the fellow that is just going to answer that question, but let's try. You have trespassed in places of which no mortal man is worthy. You are trespassers and plunderers all, and we will see this outrage avenged. So I say again, lay down your arms. Don't trust them, they mean to kill us all. Okay, we can do quite a few options. I'm not gonna put down my weapons. We can make a perception check. Your courage is a mask. None of you has yet slain a true warrior. We have killed many trespassers like you. Your kills are sloppy. The wounds of these people are inefficient and off target. This is the work of untested men accustomed to carelessness. The man bares his teeth. He looks at Hadon, helpless, his eyes shut tightly for the killing blow. The man spits. We'll see whose courage is a mask. He shoves Hadon towards you. As he does so, the man rakes his blade against Hadon's torso. Hadon screams and stumbles forward, a wide gash in his clothing beginning to bloom crimson. The man sets his feet to engage you, his axe raised high. Guess our perception skill didn't really work out, huh? So we got a hunter, 2 hunters, a huntress, and a leader. I think we should definitely, you know, keep the healer busy with my bear or something. And then finish off the rest, hopefully pretty quickly.
How can I help?
I think you should. What is this? Blinding strike. A dirty attack that makes the opponent unable to see. Inflicts extra damage and blinds the target. I think we should run with this guy. Let's try this out. Let's go. Okay, that doesn't really work. You should probably do like that, and then you should start knocking down some people here, because this is getting ugly real fast. The bear doesn't have any abilities. Yeah, we just keep shooting here. Did he just... Oh no, we're still all here. Okay, this guy is kind of tough to see, actually. But he's almost dead, the hunter. The bear is doing pretty good, though. Okay, here we got the leader. There's the huntress. I think we should knock down the leader. Use that on the leader and start attacking it.
How can I help?
You know, knock down the leader. Yeah, you attack that guy, and you bear attack him as well. Alright, there we go. Everybody attack this dude. It wasn't too bad, was it? Glathan leader, your enemy lies supine on the ground, unable to rise. His companions now silent among the other dead. His breath comes in wheezing, fitful gasps. He looks not at you, but at the sky above you. Forgive us. Barely audible beneath his choked sighs, a whisper of wind stirs the air. At this, the man's eye rolls back as he closed them. Good, good, the gods are just. A queer smile crosses his face. I am ready. The wind begins to swirl, whipping around the camp, electric and volatile, upending pots and rattling tents like an angry spirit. You can feel it begin to seep beneath your skin, and where it pierces you, it feels as though it is rending you apart from within. Seated against a wagon wheel amidst a howling maelstrom, slashed across chest and bowel, Odima's body stirs, and with great effort he raises his sagging head, his eyes barely open. He looks directly at you.
Get inside! Run!
Straining against a gale that threatens to pull you off of your feet with every step, you set your hands into worn folds of weathered rock and set about pulling yourself up the precipice. With a last burst of energy before your arms give out, you swing yourself up onto the ledge. Hayden trails behind you, slowed by injury and delayed by his early hesitation. As he nears the face of the rocks, one of the fallen attackers who had been feigning death lunges for Hayden and topples him onto the rocky ground. Restrained, Hayden lashes out against his fatigued assailant, but struggles to break his hold. They are close to you. From your position, you would have a good chance at hitting your mark. I mean, if we get a dexterity check here, we might try and grab it. But isn't firing at the attacker like easier than grabbing a rock and hurling it at the attacker? What is that gonna do in the end, right? I wouldn't say too much actually, so let's just fire at the attacker. Your aim is true, and the hit jars Hyoden loose. Lurching to his feet, Hyoden clambers up the base of the rocks. As he nears the top, however, the wind flares, pulling him sideways and tearing one of his hands free. But diving out onto the hard rock, you manage to catch hold of it. Securing his other hand, you pull with waning strength, and it feels as though your arms will be jerked from their sockets. They hold just long enough for Hayden to set his feet and join you on the trembling ledge. There is a deep resonance to this swelling wind now. You feel it in the rocks beneath your feet and inside the cavity of your own chest, as though it would shake the marrow from your bones. Each new gust menaces the old stones before you, loosening connections and settling balances. As you dart beneath the old archway, the entire portal begins to fall beneath its own weight.
Was that?
Was that what?
A Bewick. Had to be.
Yeah.
Then we're lucky to be alive.
And we're the only ones.
We can't stay here. There could be another collapse. We're not getting out that way anyway. Let's get further inside. Can you walk?
Alright. We got experience. Quite a bit of it as well. New quest. If we click on it. Yeah, it seems addendum added. The Guild of the Veil. Quests, tasks, journal, encyclopedia, bestiary. Oh wow. Notes? Suppose this is where
Sharp eyes and keen
we
ears.
came from. What is this? Bruised ribs. Bruised ribs, -20 fortitude, -2 constitution. The lower level of the ruins has been blocked off by fallen rubble.
That should be far enough. But what now?
We look for another way out. Storm has to die sometime.
Who attacked us? Glanfathans, those be the hut dwellers Odima warned you about. Look to be fangs of Galawain, who are the twitchiest of the lot. They go ruin to ruin looking for fights with colonists. Poor Dima, I think he half expected this, once we lost the main road. The Glanfathans said we trespassed in the ruins. I don't believe that. Odima would never allow it, but as much as the fangs are hotheads, Glanfathans don't attack without being provoked. Either they saw something and got the wrong idea, or there's looters in here with us. It's not something we need right now. Yeah, you don't seem too upset by all this. Kaliska looks you in the eye, a volatile current running beneath her voice. Maybe you just don't know me enough to know what upset looks like. Maybe I've seen worse too. Seen worse and kept on talking, because there's nothing else to be done, and because there's other people out you care about who still need you. Fair enough. What about everyone else in our caravan? Kaliska's lips press together and her chin rumples. Her voice is faint. The wheels got hold of them now. She looks up. God's grant them better luck in their next lives. Well, I know what happened out there. Let's just get going. Odin takes a step forward and his knee buckles. And before anyone can catch him, he stumbles to the ground, his cheeks striking his time-worn cobbles. On unsteady legs, he claws his way up the wall and ran back to his feet. But his stance is shaky, like a sailor walking on land after a time at sea.
Could we maybe stay here and rest a few hours? I've lost some blood. It seems quiet off to the left. Might be a place to rest there.
I hate to say this, but we can't afford to stay put. Those Glanfathans were riled about something. Could be we got company in here. Looters will be armed and ready to kill, and there's probably a lot of them. We can't be caught sleeping in their beds.
Please, I just need to lie down for a while. Then we can move as fast as you want.
Maybe you didn't hear me. We are gonna die in here if we don't get moving and get this place figured out before the looters come back. We've either got to find the exit or a damn good place to hide.
Yeah. I like her more anyway. So, she's right. We have to press on. We don't know what we're up against.
I'll do my best.
Right. Oh, you now have one rank in the Disposition Reputation. These reputations represent how people perceive your personality throughout the world. Even seemingly nasty reputations will be favored by some people, and benign reputations often bring out the worst in certain people. No disposition is inherently good or bad in Pillars of Eternity, but if your main character is a priest or paladin, you must be careful not to misalign their disposition with what is favored by their deity and order, respectively. For the main character only, the disposition will modify the effects of holy radiance for priests and faith and conviction for paladins. Yeah.
Silence surrounds me.
Someone else has been here. We should move.
We should loot that crate. Alright, camping supplies, a mace. And a hammer and chisel. Apparently I can only carry one. Is that... Yeah, apparently I can only carry one. A small shield. And a torch. I mean, I did give her a shield. I'm not totally sure whether I should do that actually. Can I see something about her class or anything? Just some info? I don't really know anything, do I? We got 2 camping supplies. Stash. The stash is huge. We got a medium shield equipped. If I swap to a small shield, it's gonna give less deflection, but she's gonna hit more often. She'll have more accuracy. What if I just give her like two-handed, something like that? Just no shields. I mean, at least it's possible. Is there any downside to this? I don't think so. You can switch to new weapon sets by selecting the weapon icon from the individual character action bar. Yeah, right. So, nothing here. Gotta go over there. Exhausted. A trembling, sickly creature emerges from the dark, clutching a spear. Knobby elbows and thin ribs show through its scaly flesh, but you recognize it as Exhausted. He watches you cautiously, breathing in ragged sighs. Raise your arms and stand still. The creature cocks its head and approaches you, a soft clicking sound emanating from the back of its throat. The creature sniffs around you and finds nothing of interest. It steps back and resumes its defensive posture. Let's just tear him to pieces. I mean, why not? The Xarb eyes narrow as it hisses at you. It lunges, raising the spear. This is pretty simple. It's just everybody attack. You can probably knock him down. That should be enough. There it is.
How can I help?
Oh?
Oh. Okay. Well, what do we have? Let's see, we have a pretty big weapon. Oh, it's also one-handed, really? Pierce. Properties accurate. I think you want that over bonus crit damage, for example. How about the shield? It's just a medium shield. It's the same as these. Heater. Round. Medium shields offer moderate improvement in protection with a small reduction to accuracy. They're the most commonly used shields of the Durwood and come in a variety of shapes. This rough and battered shield was used by Accelerate.
Hmm?
Okay, there's something in this pot as well. More bows and lockpicks.
Wait, do you hear that?
Be quiet.
I don't actually. Well, I do, but... Okay, a crossbow. A torch. What is it? A Tattered Journal. A Engwithen relief gem. That went into the stash. And a leather armor for you, perhaps? Oh, he's got better equipped. He's got skill armor even. You can still carry it though.
Be quiet.
Yes, be quiet.
Those tiles look suspicious. Let's be careful.
The Eastern Reach is a dangerous place full of lurking enemies and carefully concealed secrets. Enable scouting move to move stealthily and search for hidden objects like traps and secret doors. Yeah, I am. That's exactly what I'm doing, but thanks. Okay, we've seen all this. Let's see. I mean, this is apparently the door. Not sure if that is so secret.
Those symbols. Just like the tiles.
A symbol of a patterned circle is inscribed on this pillar. An unlit brazier sits at its base. It could be lit if you had the means. Leave. What if I equip a torch?
Hmm?
Try this again. Yep, use the torch to light the brazier. Flames kindle swiftly in the brazier, winding their way upwards. Alright, that's one.
Sharp eyes and keen ears.
There's a lot of things actually. What else? We can just light them all. Oh, apparently it's that easy. Okay. We've lit them all. This mural must be ancient, yet the colors are still bright and vivid. Let's keep scouting. A lesser black ooze. He hasn't seen me yet.
Yes?
You can just... Yeah, just go. Oh, it's a ranged character. That's not good. Well, we could rush in. Okay, let's not rush in. Yeah, there we go. You attack, bear attacks. Okay, good.
Oh?
Now fire at this guy.
What you need?
Okay, good. Ooze plasma. More ooze plasma.
To whispers and shadows. Oh?
A pole axe. Two-handed axe. I think she should have it.
What you need?
What's that muck on the wall?
Vicious and oily, this muck clings to anything it touches. A vicious slick of something dark and tar-like runs down this wall. The shapes and bulges in the ooze suggest that something lies beneath it, but you can't tell what. Yeah, use your water skin to clear up the ooze. You rinse the ooze away, revealing an intricate relief of a man's face. The sunburst surrounding it has chipped away in places, but the details of his head, from the tight curls of hair to the ridges of his pointed ears, still showcase remarkable craftsmanship. One eye socket is empty, a gem fills the other. Yeah, place the gem. Chamber begins to rumble, stray rocks dancing across the tile floor. Finally, a large section of the wall gives way. But apparently we're being attacked. What is this? Another lesser black ooze.
Yes?
Just attack it. Just wait till it comes a little bit closer. Yeah, there we go. Now you guys can attack it.
Yes?
More oozy stuff. Alright, this is interesting. A minor cloak of protection, which is apparently a neck, which is weird. You carry it around your neck, I suppose. Properties. I'm not sure what OF means. Off fortitude, +5. But we'll take it. And these are Amethyst, Adra. I think those go in the stash, right? Yeah. Alright, let's wear the cloak, but I think she should wear it. Can she? Yeah. Because she's gonna take more the most damage of this party anyway.
Be quiet.
Anything else? No. Is that it? Can we go in here? No. It's just a bonus for an item. So we should run back. There's nothing there. Okay, but we can cross the puzzle now if you want to.
Be quiet.
Let's see what's over here first, though. If anything. It is a Skulder Whelp. Well, we should be all in stealth. Let's save as well. Not sure if this game is auto-saving or anything. Alright, let's attack it. Sneak attack? Not even sure if that works, but dispose of that guy
Sharp eyes and keen
rather
ears.
easily. A hatchet. And there's...
That looks weak. Could be a shortcut.
do we attack it? Oh, we can just click it. A crack runs along this wall from floor to ceiling. A light gusts of air passes through it. Use the hammer and chisel to weaken the wall. That seems like a good option. You set to work. The cracks lengthen and widen with your efforts, but the process is more taxing than you expected. Sweat beads your forehead and your muscles begin to ache. Let's continue. After several long moments, you begin to see light on the other side. With one final tap, several blocks of stone shift, then tumble loose, clearing a gap just wide enough to pass through. We're probably fatigued, right? Critical fatigue. Can we make a campfire? How would that work? Inventory, character, journal. Options, stronghold. Stronghold? You do not own the stronghold yet. No. Oh, here, camp. 2. Yeah, I think we should do that. Camper will use one set of camping supplies. Do you want to camp here? Yeah. Let's save. Let's save first. Alright, and then camp. Rest. That's it. Heoden stretches as he wakes, gingerly probing the gash across his stomach. The fleshes begin to knit together.
By the gods, that's better. I think I'm ready to find a way out.
He sits up quickly and looks around the chamber. She really did leave us. She won't get far unless... He crawls to his knees and begins rummaging through the equipment with mounting desperation.
Damn her. She took all our water.
I kind of liked her, but we had to rest though, right? The fatigue was critical and everything. Let's see. Well, let's just go with the nothing we can do about it now. Let's go. Because that is kind of true, isn't it? But we've explored multiple ways here. We could just go through the puzzle.
Silence surrounds
I
me.
could scout ahead. See.
Yeah, there's more of these guys. We're just gonna attack them, all of
What's
them.
around the corner?
Okay, there's a few. Bear, go after them. You just hit him. You just attack him. Seems like we're dazed or something. Okay, blind that guy.
Yes.
It's no use.
This hurts, man. Okay, let's do that on him.
Spot on.
Oh?
Yeah, I don't have the good setup for this anymore
Whispers and shadows.
because we had the lovely chick who could tank for us. But she's gone.
There's a draft coming through that wall. I don't hear any sign of that storm either.
A spear spiraling.
Oh?
Let's just attack it. See what happens.
Spot on! How can I help? On!
Okay.
Oh?
Yeah, so this is the other side of the trap. At least that's what I assume it is. Seems like my buddy's over
Yes.
there.
Hmm?
You go in. Poor Callista, yeah. Well, she is kind of stupid,
You
isn't
seem
she?
to be short on space.
I'd best shed some gear.
Okay. Yeah, well, she's dead. That is unfortunate, though. I mean, I'd rather have her than this weak dude
Be quiet.
with his 2 daggers. Right, more spiderlings. Let's stay here.
Yes?
Okay, you go in.
Indeed.
Just attack. Okay, there's apparently more than one. That is something that's clear. Okay, let's kill the spiderlings first, guys, and then we'll throw some cooldowns on the famished spider. Okay. Let's see. Use that,
Yes?
and you use the mark. Okay. Well, can't complain about all this, can we? What is he using anyway? Daggers. With more weapon sets. But I can't see anything. I don't have any information about this guy. Like, I don't even know what class he is. Do I? Right, well, he should wear the cloak then. Tattered Journal. Tattered Journal. The small folio is torn in several places, and blood is soaked into several of the sheets. One later entry is still legible, however. I can't believe my luck. A few rounds of dice, and I've got my hands on a genuine Engwithan artifact. The fellow who had it said it was a pretty nothing as far as he's concerned. He's not willing to go digging in some ruins. But if he's right about this gem leading to hidden treasure, then that's worth sneaking past a few painted elves. I'll head to Silent Lease in the morning. Then it's just a matter of finding the relief he was talking about. Yeah, relief it is still, by the way. We could go for the crossbow as well, instead of the warbow. You know, just make that a secondary item or something. Skill armor. Just trying to figure out what we want to do here. Because what about the stash? I mean, can I just put stuff in there? Apparently I can. Oh, this is only for, wow, that's Can we just like move this instantly? No, we can't. This is for when we meet a merchant at some point in time. Armor, armor. Anything else? A bunch of torches. There we go. Should be fine. What does he have? A spear spider leg. Spear spiders have long tapering front limbs ending in a sharp point, which they use to impale their prey. This leg is covered in small backward facing barbs.
Certainly.
They'll never know I'm here.
I doubt that. Bats as large as chickens are strung in the web. We're almost out though. There's a rapier. I suppose that's good for him. And this is a bloodstone. That went into the stash. I think we'll equip this guy with a rapier. There. Looks cooler as well. Pierce and slash. Base 9 to 3, base 9 to 13. There's only something over here. We're not going outside just yet. Yep, last pieces of treasure. We're gonna get everything, guys. Every single thing. I think he should have the helmet. And then what's this? A Jasper and an agate. Wear it. There. He's got leather armor. I think we can do better, right? Let's make this guy a little bit tankier. Go for scale armor. There. Alright, it seems like we're out. Which is, I think, also a pretty decent spot for the next stream. I feel like we've ventured through the sort of tutorial dungeon. I doubt that I'm getting like many of those tutorial info screens ever again. I think we got the basics of the game down. It seems very, very familiar to Baldur's Gate, which I've played like ages ago. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it for now, guys. If you enjoyed this, please drop me a follow. That would be nice. I'm gonna put this on YouTube as well, so if you're watching this on YouTube, I hope you had fun watching it, and you can join the stream for some more interactive gameplay. So thanks for now, and I will see you pretty soon. Alright, goodbye.